Right then, this is a walk-around video for a really, really lovely car. This is a Lexus CT200 and it's the F Sport model. As you can see here, 2014 facelift model, really sought after vehicle. Looks absolutely stunning in black. Full black leather interior, heated seats, sat nav, rear camera. What makes this one particularly nice, of course, is the fact that it's been serviced 10 times over the 72,000 miles that it's currently covered, all by the same Cheltenham Lexus dealership. Really is wonderful ownership. Front of the car, lights and lenses clear, intact. There's always going to be some sort of light stone chipping on the front of the cars, and this one's no different to any, but they are light indeed. Then come up to the bonnet. Again, very clean, generally speaking, just the odd light stone chip on there. Near side of the vehicle, really, really smooth in the panels. Can't see any obvious indentations at all. Come around the back of the car, on the corner is very good. Yeah, very, very handsome looking beast, I have to say. So this facelift model really is very, very sought after. And then offside, driver's side of the car, again looks very smooth indeed. So the paintwork is very, very good for the age and mileage of the car. It's, as I always say, I mean, there'll always be imperfections. You know, we're not one of these garages that say it's, you know, something's immaculate when it clearly isn't. But equally, to say the car is in really lovely condition would be absolutely true. Let's come into the boot of the car, all in very, very good condition. And as you expect of a Lexus, it's all very, very nicely finished as well. It's coming into the back of the car now. Full black leather, as I said, and the leatherwork is absolutely lovely. It's coming to the front on the passenger side. It's the electric seats on the car. Full set of original Lexus mats. Passenger seat there. Really hardly looks as though anyone sat on it. It's coming to the front. Door card again, lovely and clean. Memory settings for the electric seats. Footwell errors again, all very clean. And driver's seat, the one that takes all of the wear, shows some obviously on the bolsters, you get in and out. As I said, the age and mileage is absolutely wonderful. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section, so the dash as always can be seen illuminated. What a wonderful, wonderful interior this is. It's absolutely stunning. And it's been kept beautifully, I have to say. Just come up to the sat nav, you can see all working exactly as it should. Put the car into reverse, get that lovely clear gridded parking camera, which complements the front and rear parking sensors. But I really do, I mean, I said in the following road test video, I just love this interior. I think it's an absolute work of art. Then come to the main dash binnacle, and as you can see, you're in normal mode. So basically, come back here a second. On this button here, you can twist it to the left and go into eco, push for normal, or twist it to the right and go into sport. So basically, in normal, that's your setting. In eco, that's your setting. And rev and sport, that's your setting there with the red hue and the rev counter. Looks absolutely amazing, I have to say. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut keys here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Lexus CT200 F Sport, and the car is registered, if I can read it, VK14LFR, and mileage has just gone over 72,009 miles. The reason we do all of our videos is essentially so that if anyone
is looking at our cars online, they actually get to see the cars we're selling in operation. And the reason we feel it's important is because we know, we've been to see cars which have looked perfectly good in the adverts, only to get there and find out when you drive it, it's got a fundamental issue, which we'd much rather have known about, so hence that's why we do it. So coming to the car in question, it's been wonderfully looked after, and feels it straight away. If you've not driven a Lexus hybrid before, even if you don't drive mine, drive one. I mean, they are amazing cars. It breaks my heart in a way to drive this one because I've just sold mine because we need a car to go away and tow a caravan, and getting back into this one straight after, it makes me realise how much I miss it, because I love driving them. Obviously it's a hybrid car, petrol and electric. There is no plugging in required. It's self-charging, as Lexus rightly refer to it these days. So every time you hit the brakes or back off the throttle pedal, it puts energy back into the battery. So you're just going to run it as a normal petrol car by putting fuel into it. The car can be driven in 3 modes. Not too complicated. Basically, when you start the car, it starts up, generally speaking, in normal mode, which I am now. So I've got an econometer or eco meter on the left hand side and kind of a blue hue to the dashboard. If I twist this to the left hand side, I go into eco mode. So same dashboard, basically car just feels slower. It's it's trying to get as much fuel economy out of the car as possible. Not a mode I've ever really used, and honestly I find it too slow for me. Normal I spend most of my time in, but if you twist it to the right, you can kind of get a red hue to the dashboard, and you get a rev counter and noticeably quicker throttle response and urge to go. It's a great one for the open road. The thing about these hybrids is, just to get back to the car itself, there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Just get that across straight away. If you haven't driven one before, I generally say it's particularly at lower speeds where you are blown away by them, because they are so smooth. The interaction between the engine, the hybrid, the CVT gearbox makes manoeuvring around at low speed, town driving, parking manoeuvres just wonderfully smooth, and it makes normal cars feel incredibly clunky and cumbersome by comparison. And it's wonderful on the open road. It really is. You put your foot down, the revs pick up, and the car kind of catches up with the revs, and you get used to driving them very quickly. If you shove your foot down hard, the engine will rev hard, and you think, oh, what's it doing? But you get used to revving, backing off the throttle, and within a day or two of driving, you suddenly realise you're in, the smoothest way to get from A to B there is out there. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful machine. And being Lexus, of course, they're incredibly reliable and long-lasting. Gearbox on the car, as I said, it is CVT, so as it says, it's constantly variable transmission. There's no gear change as such. That means you've got basically you can't feel any change at all, so it's completely smooth. It's absolutely amazing. Steering on the car, track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations. I'm up to the legal limit now. There's no vibrations at all. It feels absolutely fantastic on the car. It's got a great front end on this vehicle. Lovely positive steering, quick turn in, really precise and accurate, and really nicely weighted. It ticks every box. Chassis of the vehicle, again, is much more lively than you'd expect of a Lexus. It's much more fun in that respect. It rides very comfortably, but when you go through the corners, it really grips and goes and turns in very nicely. It's a car that you'll thoroughly enjoy driving. Like I said, I absolutely adore mine. What I'm looking for on road test, by the way, is any kind of noises coming from underneath the vehicle. There shouldn't actually be there, any sort of clonks or rattles when you go over a bump like that one there. And there's nothing at all. The car feels absolutely as new to drive. It's so tight and solid on the road. Just going to get around the corner, give the brakes a bit of a shove. I know they're good because I had to hit the brakes a little bit earlier, but just for demonstration purposes. But give them a shove, and it's just bang, all my stuff's come off the back seat now. But what I'm looking for in particular is any kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, and there's absolutely nothing at all. It's perfect. Coming inside, and this is where I start salivating, I think this is one of the great interiors. Absolutely beautifully put together. No squeaks, no rattles. The quality of the switchgear and the labelling and how it's done. I mean, this to me looks like a really high quality kind of hi-fi look to it. All the buttons have a wonderful quality of actuation, but it's the look. You sit in these cars, this very much feels very intimate, but there's something about the way they've done it, and I still can't quite work out what it is, where you just feel so much part of it. It's so easy to operate. You've got your ventilation system here separate if you want to from the main screen up above, but as I said, all this down below here is just, I think it's just perfect, absolutely perfect, as is the driving position. Dash, as I mentioned before, you've got those different screens available to you, but it's very simple, easy to take in information. There's not got too much going on to distract you. Steering wheel, again, absolutely perfect, leather bound, perfect diameter, perfect rim width. It's just a wonderful car. As I said, at the start of the video, the point, apart from me blithering on about how much I love them, is to pick up on any issues that there might be on the vehicle, and there's absolutely nothing at all. It drives exactly as mine did, and that drove perfectly as well. This is a superb example. If, however, you've got any questions about the car, which I've forgotten to mention something, don't hesitate, do give us a call.